Okay, we are on the west side of the front of the house. The home faces south for the purpose of this report. This is the gas coming into the house. This is the bonding wire for it. This is the pot. Okay. This is your main water shutoff valve. Excuse me, gas shutoff valve. This is acceptable. Parallel is on, perpendicular is off. These two holes get lined up, and it turns off the gas. Over here, we have continuous soffit vents. Fences next to the house are conducive to wood-destroying insects by design. We're not doing a termite inspection. This right here is called a control joint. Alright, some people call them expansion joints. Just like we have them out in the street. We expect this home to move. We're in North Texas mostly. And we expect us, with the soils that we have, we expect this house to move. So like the street, this minimizes the need for the house to be, the brick to crack. Around the foundation perimeter, we've installed a parge coat, P-A-R-G-E. It's like a cake frosting. And just because this is cracked doesn't mean your foundation is cracked. Okay? In fact, you can kind of hear that. Here it's hollow. That's a decorative trim around the house. It also creates voids that termites, and this house is too new for termites. It won't be for a few years. But a parge coat that creates voids that termites can come up into the home undetected and go into the house. Rain gutters are below grade. Now also, a phenomenon separate from, just because the parge coat is cracked doesn't mean your foundation is cracked. And just because it's not cracked doesn't mean your foundation is not cracked. Another phenomenon that happens with slab foundations is we get shrinkage cracks on the corners. Some people call them corner pops. That's not a foundation issue. That's not a foundation issue. It might keep the brick up, or termites might use those cracks to come into your home, but that in itself is not a foundation issue. What we got here? A bush next to the house. Alright. Once it gets 3 inches around, that's going to be considered a tree. I think this is a privet. Okay. Once it gets 3 inches around, it's considered to be a tree. These are trees. A tree shouldn't be closer than 25 feet to the structure. That's probably a homeowners association. We're growing trees all over the place out here. And so that might not be an option, but just know that you've got some trees that are kind of close. Where do termites live? In the ground. What do they eat? Dead wood. What's wood mulch? Dead wood on the ground next to your house. That's called a clue. That's called a clue. Now your home is brick. Brick is a very good building material. This home could burn down. This home could burn down, you can still reuse the brick. It's a very good insulator. But it's also porous. If your lawn sprinkler system hits this house, the water goes right through it. The rain hits this house, water goes right through it. That's why we have these things called weep holes. We have them here, and we have them we have a metal lintel up here, so it's holding the brick up, so that changes the drainage plane. So we got weep holes there. We got weep holes around the perimeter. And most of the time, the only thing that comes out of the weep holes is vapor. You really shouldn't see anything come out of it. Now, if you have an event, water will come out of them, but those weep holes are necessary. So we shouldn't be sealing those up. We move on along. Our rain gutters are below grade, so that way people aren't stepping on them all the time. Above this window, we do not need a weep hole because it's wood. Above the transom light, okay, there's a weep hole up there because changes the drainage plane. Changes the drainage plane. Now it's nice that we have kick-out flashing right here. Okay? But the rain gutter butt end should be a minimum, and really you don't want it more, but it should be about 2 inches away from the wall siding. So that even though the rain gutter gets full of water and stuff, it keeps the water from draining down your wall. Okay? I didn't make that up. I know those gutter guys are real proud. They get it in there real tight, but sometimes tight's not the best answer. And in this case, it's not. Okay. Exterior luminaires are sealed. We got our front porch vestibule almost. If we had a door over here, these are called in-use covers. That's good. Moving on along. This is the garage, which is an exterior wall, but we're going to spend a little more time separately on that. Then again, another example of why, I mean, if we're to use this right now, well, we've got some service drains that were installed. That's a good thing. You see all that water right there? Okay, it's not, the house isn't built yet, but right now the drainage is insufficient on the east side. Okay, insufficient drainage. We see water standing like that. This is the control conduit. This is the electrical conduit for your lawn sprinkler control wires. We're going to get into this. We're going to get into these. And I'm squishing through water. Okay. I'm just going to write this up. As it is today, it's on this side of the fence. This is not drainage. Okay, builders get grading. Alright? Sometimes they have a hard time with drainage. And a lot of builders will tell you, I know, they'll say, well, you know, if it doesn't dry in 48 hours, then we consider that a problem. The problem with that is that's evaporation. This is swampage. This is not drainage. And if water collects next to the house for a long period of time, it can have a negative effect on the foundation's performance. And it's a health issue. You got a dog that runs through here, he gets all muddy and stuff. Your children run through here, they get all muddy and stuff. Mosquitoes, they love swampage. They love evaporation. Okay? They'll lay their eggs, it'll get dry in a few days, gets wet again, eggs will hatch, they're right back at it. Mosquitoes, there's things like West Nile disease. There it is. West Nile disease. How about that? On along, trudging through the swamp. Okay, here's one of our water heaters. There's another control joint. Another control joint. Okay, perforated. Our windows. Are these aluminum or vinyl? Vinyl. Double pane vinyl frame windows. Moving on along. While I'm back here, I'm going to check the front faucet. I'm going to check the front faucet when we do another video. Moving on along, more parge coat. Now I'm going to variate here for a moment. We got some debris, construction debris. What's all this stuff doing out here? Yeah, it's kind of neat. I don't know. Is this something I can use? Sacks of food. All this debris out here, and our yard's dying. It's dying here, it's dying here, it's dying there. We've got some other areas I'll point out to you as we go around. It's dying. It's dying from the roots. The root system is dead right around here. It might be because, I don't know, I'm not a botanist. Okay? microbiologist. I'm not an arborist, but there's something. This yard's not healthy, and it needs some work. Coming to the patio, and we're out here. Now this might seem kind of interesting, I guess, but we even have weep holes over our lentils underneath all this shaded area, because they're required. Moving on along. We expect this to be kind of non-eventful. Here's something for us. We got us a yellow jacket nest going up here. It's just kind of a shame. Yellow jackets, they're carnivores. They eat bugs. They eat all the stuff that annoys and bugs you. And they're also, well, I guess they're kind of, what is it when you do both? But they drink nectar. And they're not butterflies. They're not bees. But they do help to some degree pollinate, so they're beneficial. The problem with yellow jackets, any wasp for that matter, as beneficial as they are, they can sting you. They can sting you, so you probably want to get rid of them. You know, sorry fella, you got to find a new home. This is a lawn sprinkler system. Okay, if your kids step in these holes, it might be a trip to the doctor's office. Okay, it might be an insurance claim. Okay, that is a trip, fall, safety hazard. Coming along, we see more of our yard is dying. More of our yard is dying. Another yellow jacket nest. And we expect that. I mean, this is just a field a few days ago. This is a sewer clean out. Not the main clean out, but this is a sewer clean out next to the primary bathroom. This is another sewer clean out and more parge coat. And this is where we started.